Sometimes you just need permission to slack off or just to enjoy the actual process of carving. And that's what we're going to do today. Whether you're a beginner, first carving ever, perfect start. Whether you've carved 1,000 things and you just did something difficult or screwed something up and you just need a break. That's what these carrots are. We're going to carve these little carrots out of a 1 by 1 inch piece of basswood. And it's just, it's simple, yes, but it's enjoyable. Help you refine your planes. And it's just like a meditative, simple carve, no brain. And yeah, I love it. I love making simple things, simple whittles. We're not putting these in art shows. We're doing this for the sheer enjoyment of carving, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So I have different sizes here, and I would be remiss to not give a shout out to, he's passed now. Harley Refsall is the granddaddy of the flat plane carve carrot, and this is what he would carve all the time. So we'll do this in memory of Harley, and yeah, great wood carver, and leaves a great legacy. But let's carve one. Okay, as you see here, we've got a whole variety pack of sizes, but what I'm going to do today is we're going to use a 4-inch long piece of 1 by 1 basswood, and with one mark at 1 inch from the top, roughly, doesn't even matter. We're just going to give it a mark around, all right? And I'm just going to do some crosshairs on the bottom, just so we know where center is, right? But for all these different sizes, like I said, Harley does these little necklaces. So you just drill a hole in the side. And I do recommend, if you want to drill a hole in the side, do it before you finish the carving. And you keep a nice clean cut. But you can do little earrings too, and I just put a little hook screw or something in for an earring. But yeah, all different sizes. So, well, let's just look at my little sheet I made. That's easier. So 2.5 inch of a 3/4. It's 3/4 down. You know, 1 by 1, what we're doing today, it's 4 inches with 1 inch down. 2 inch, I made it 7 inches long with 2 inches down. 1/2 inch, I made 1.75 inches, 1/2 inch down, right? And 1.5 inches, again, I made it 5 inches and 1.5 inches down. So very simple, no brainer, but we're gonna do what the majority of these are the 1 inch. And like I said, this is just an enjoyable, meditative carve that you feel build some confidence and just relax. All right. So I just take the corners off there. I'm just going to separate the greenery. As you can see, I have my invisible carving glove on that I highly recommend to all to have their carving glove on. Right. Little tougher piece of wood. That's good. Everybody thinks I have butter wood, but my knife is freshly stropped and ready to work. This is an 1.75 inch OCC tool knife with, I guess I modified that handle. Not a standard handle, I just cut them. Don't be afraid to modify your tools the way you like them. Right. There you go. Just separate that. And now I'm just going to go around and take some bevels off, right? 1/4 inch-ish. We're making some planes. Right. See how that pulls? Again, it breaks. So you have a better luck going the opposite way for a clean cut. Right? Pulls one way, cut the other way. Right? On the top here, I'm just going to start coming down. Top corner, down in. It's so funny. You can do something that's really complicated. It's got the eyeballs and the ears, and you get frustrated. And then you always got something like this to fall back on and just enjoy the process. How many times have I said that now? I should just stop saying that. But it's true. All right. As you can see, I'm just making facets on the corners now. This is a great practice for those who struggle with making nice long facets. All right. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go. And again, rough is rough. Halfway. We're just gonna go halfway. We got our lines. We can watch ourselves. We keep them all fairly the same. But yeah, just halfway down on the corners. All right. Look at that. Pretty good. Now I'm going to do the flats halfway. All right. Now look at that. Fairly close. Now I'm going to take my bevel again on the corner, and now I'm going to bring my facet right down. One long facet again. And that's just going to be a process of creating facets. Right? Follow it right down to the bottom. And if you have to make a couple passes, that's okay. Don't think it's got to be one fail swoop all the time. All right. So we got our corners. Now we're going to come as close to the top as we can. We're going to bring that. And we're going down. Trying to hit that center mark, right? So we're just going to dig a little bit more. Maybe get to the bottom of each side of the facet, right? Or close to it, right? You know, I would go, you can do whatever you want, but I remember doing that 1.5 carrot here, and boy, my wrist got tired, so I wouldn't push the 2-inch unless you're only going to make one. You can make one of anything, but to do it over and over again wears you out. All right, we're still continuing, going from the top, a little bit deeper towards the bottom. All right. There, now we've got 4 flatter sides again. So what are we going to do? Now we're going to go back to our corners and redo that plane. Not going deeper, continuing the same plane, right? And even then we're getting almost there. Right? Yeah. So we got a little ways to go. So I'm gonna do that one more time from the top. Come down. And I'm watching the planes on the side for my depth really, more than the bottom. Yeah. And one more. All right. That's just about going to do it. So now I'm going to take my planes here again, keeping them even. Follow right down to the bottom. Cut the bottom off. Alright, because we don't want it too sharp and pointy. Alright, now I'll just take these little facets Just kind of roll them over. One caution I will give you is that the carrot comes down, and I found even with the bigger ones, I started getting a little bit fat areas in the middle were kind of bulged out, but I like the real streamline. But again, you will definitely find a carrot in many different shapes. So just bringing them around. No faces on them this time or nothing. Just a flat, plain carved carrot. All right, on the top. Now we're going to go a little bit more random, but I want to cut all the saw marks off. All right. Now we're just going to, we need a little bit of vegetation look, so that's a little bit more reckless than the flat plane symmetry. I'll just put a little, and here, right here, be very careful. You're holding it in your hand, but when you get too fine, you're cutting. This is a splitting action. So your wood, especially if it's brittle, can split out on you, and then you know where that knife goes, right? So just be aware. Don't push too hard. Little slicing cuts like that, right? Now that's very symmetrical, so let's knock one down here, up there. All right. Just mixing it up. All right. Now come down the bottom, cut. Even there. Take one side a little bit deeper than the other side. Okay. Head to the top. A little slide. I'm just kind of sliding my knife a little bit. Those cuts. Just roughing up that top. Try to get a few random ones in there that aren't all symmetrical. But I'm just going to go a little bit deeper in the bottom. There you go. And then you can just add. Look it over. You need a little extra slice here or there. Go ahead. Just like I said, be aware that you're splitting the wood. So it could possibly separate. Just make sure all of your cuts are nice and clean. just trying to get it a little bit more random. I think that's a carrot. Now, what I did, you can see these little marks on my carrot. You can do that. Just take your knife and just push it in. Right. It's kind of fun. If your knife's too thin, you might not have a really good line that you can see, so you can take a heavier, deeper knife, or thicker knife, sorry, and do that. Or just make some real tiny little V-cuts, like that. Right. Give it some lines. I am just back. Last night I was 4 days in a yurt up in the northern shore of Lake Huron. Had a great weekend, and didn't film a thing, but wanted to get back this morning with my knife and do something simple. See, I question myself if I'd even make a video this simple, but it's so enjoyable and simple, I had to make the video. You say, Doug, you can do better than that. But no. Carve one when you have a brain fog or just don't want to concentrate, just enjoy it. And then before you know it, you've got a nice little basket that your wife or husband or whatever can display on the windowsill, and it's a good looking carving. Little display. So I'm not going to ever shy away from simple. In fact, I'm doing the opposite because I kept promising a bark carving, but I'm making some changes in my life, and I might talk about sometime. But if it's a hobby, you keep it simple, you'll enjoy it more. And yeah, 1 carrot. Thanks, Harley. Well, how fun was that? Little carrot in no time at all. That's a coffee break carving if ever I had seen one. But all I did after that, I didn't oil it, didn't do nothing, just watered down some orange paint. This is Canyon Orange, and you know why it's Canyon Orange? What I painted this Canyon Orange because I had Canyon Orange. I don't give a rip what color orange you have, but I just wet it down and make it a little watery consistency with add a few drops of water to a drop of paint. So let it soak in like a stain. And I did use 2 colors of green, a light green and a dark green, just to, I don't know if you can see, but I did a light green top coat or first coat, and then I just dry brushed a darker green. You can hardly tell, but it's a little something extra. And if you're really want to do a little extra, a little bit of light brown, water it down, and just kind of put it in the cracks, right? So around the base of the greenery. But anyway, that's not important. But there you go. Make yourself a little basket of carrots, or make somebody a little carrot on a necklace like Harley did. Whatever you do, have fun with it. It's not a competition. It's not going to an art show. It's for you and your enjoyment, and to give you a little peace, a little bit of mind peace in this crazy world. So, all right, I will see you on the next one, and I already know what it is, and we've done it before in a different way. So that's my only clue I'm giving you. So see you then.